morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today I'm bringing you news, which initially looks kind of boring, and is actually a pretty big deal. You see, ladies and gentlemen, over in Japan, and I kid you not, I am legit excited about this, they've changed the boxes. They used to look like this, but now they look like this. Okay, I should probably explain it slightly better than that, shouldn't I? So, if you look at the old box, what you've got is a fairly classic box. You've got a couple of flaps which serve as kind of adverts sort of showing off the booster pack artwork, and you've got a lid that just kind of tucks down inside. And the problem with that is essentially that you can take the cellophane off, open it up, close it, and then just kind of cellophane it and go. Because I don't know if any of you have ordered Japanese boxes. I have a lot. And some of them have like really suspiciously loose cellophane on. It's not like in the UK, US, Europe, etc. where they've all got that lovely Pokeball pattern. Some of them look resealed, even though they're not, because I'm getting them from legit places. It's just a bit weird. But there's always the worry. If we take a look at the new box, what we've got, and you can actually see on the left it's unperforated, and on the right it has been perforated. And what you basically got is a little perforation strip, and you can only open the box if you rip that strip so that the top comes up. And sure, it means for storing cards, the box isn't going to close nicely. And I do actually, before I get them all into folders, etc., I do tend to store them in these boxes for a little while, which is kind of annoying. But you can't reseal them. Like, there's no way you're opening this box and then closing it again and sealing it and making it look like it's not been resealed. It will be super crazy, obviously resealed, and that's kind of the point. This is a move, and this is deliberate, right? It is very deliberate. It is purely to make sure that they are not resealable. And if you're thinking, Wassy, this isn't going to be a problem, yes, it is. For the one thing, Japanese packs, a lot of the time, are weighable. So if we look at the main sets, for instance, I don't know how many of you know this, and I've had conversations with people online about this where they've not believed me. There's no such thing as a Japanese non-holo rare right now. So if we were to look at something like, let's go for the newer set. Let's go Incandescent Arcana. You've got stuff like the wonderful Okacheke Arcanine, which is an uncommon. It may well be a rare when it comes over here. Lots of their uncommons do come over here as rares. But then you can look at something like the Kyogre, which is a rare, but it is also a holo. And there does not exist right now in Japanese sets non-holo rares. They're not a thing. This came around with EV Heroes when somebody basically took all the rares and were like, no, it's fine, you can still get non-holo rares. And I'm like, no, you can't get non-holo rares. They literally don't exist in Japan. And unfortunately, they did not believe me, despite the fact that it was just a fact. Hey-ho, can't win them all, ladies and gentlemen. Can't win them all. The thing is, if you look at a set like Incandescent Arcana, it's fine. It's an A set, and these A sets generally have a holo per pack. So in theory, every set has a holo, and so they can't really be weighed. Except let's take Incandescent Arcana as an example, because Incandescent Arcana is designed for sealed play, so what you have here is if you pull the Pokemon V, you will pull the V-Star. So you can't pull a Alolan Vulpix V without also pulling a Alolan Vulpix V-Star, and vice versa. Which means there are some packs that you're going to open that have a V and a V-Star in, which I believe will be a bit heavier than your average pack, though I've not tested this. If you go to main sets, like Lost Abyss was the most recent one, you literally see a situation where some packs don't have a holo and some packs do. So they must be weighable. And that's kind of a problem. There were reports from a whole bunch of places that those VMAX boxes that came around for EV Heroes, people were buying them, and if they weren't buying them from a very trustworthy seller, they were pulling garbage. Because EV Heroes was a set that didn't, even though it was an A set, it didn't have a guaranteed holo per pack. So essentially, these boxes, you could literally just take the sellotape off the bottom, slide everything out, and then slide it all back in and reseal it with a little bit of tape. So people were literally just weighing the packs, making sure they were all light packs that just had 5 non-holo cards in, and then reselling them. And I heard a bunch of reports about these products in particular, basically being weighed, having all the holos and above taken out, and you just be getting yourself 8 packs with commons and uncommons in. And this can happen, and that's kind of the point. In English packs, it doesn't really work. Because even though some packs have hollows and some don't, we have the code cards. There's actually 2 different kinds. The old ones are on the screen, but you get the idea. And there's 2 different colours, and they actually weigh ever so slightly different amounts, because in the past you could weigh packs, so essentially a heavier pack with hollows is going to have a lighter code and vice versa. So we've got around it. In Japan, that's not the case. And the packs are in some sets more than others, but the packs are weighable. So there is a real incentive for unscrupulous people to basically open up, open a few boxes, and then just put all the light packs in one box, reseal it, and sell it for the price of a full box. You can't do that anymore, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot do that with these new style of boxes, because it's going to be crazy hyper obvious if they have been resealed, and that's the point. But we've actually seen something even more blatant and even more, scummy, for want of a better phrase. If we take a look at this tweet from, for instance, at IB_IB_06, you'll notice that what we've got here are boxes of Eevee Heroes with some random Yu-Gi-Oh packs in. I think they're Yu-Gi-Oh packs. And the point is, what you can basically do is open up the boxes, take all the packs of something like Eevee Heroes, because bearing in mind, Eevee Heroes, I've told you this before, is the one set where the value has just exploded. Every other set, there have been opportunities to pick it up a lot cheaper, but this is a one set that never got cheap, and then the value just started kind of going and going and going. It's not good. So what people do is they basically try and resell the Eevee Hero boxes for a lot, but first they take them out, replace them with significantly cheaper cards, and then they're full and they weigh the same amount, but actually it's not the same card. We've also seen, for instance, Tokyo5252 over on Twitter showed a box of Eevee Heroes, but when you open it up, it was actually packs of Starbirth. And Starbirth's not a bad set, but Starbirth is not even remotely on the same level as Eevee Heroes. And I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. And that's kind of my point, ladies and gentlemen. There are various things that you can do with opening and reselling these. Resealing them and reselling them. And no, nobody should. And I would love to think that nobody would. And in my heart, I like to believe that nobody will. The problem is, I've seen people do this. I've seen the reports. And the thing is, and this is what makes me happy about this story, Pokémon have seen the reports. Do you think Pokémon really wanted to change the way they were making boxes? Not to get too deep into a super heavy business lesson here, but basically, in order to change the boxes, they've got to pay for the design of the new box. They've got to change all the factories and how they're working to produce a new box. And they might be a little bit more expensive to make. I'd imagine they probably are, because they're a slightly more complicated design. Basically, Pokémon don't want to do this. But they're doing it because they've seen that people have had problems. And what Pokémon could have done was gone, you know what, mate, our sales at the moment are great. We are just selling. And they are, incidentally, over in Japan. They are making just ridiculous sales. So Pokémon didn't need to do this. Pokémon could happily have just kind of ignored this and gone, you know what, mate, we're making money hand over fist, to use a very English expression. Let's just keep doing it. But instead, they've gone, you know what, our players and collectors are having a problem with this. Let's make an effort to fix it. And that is exactly what they've gone and done. And I adore this, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely adore this. This would be very, 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 very easy to ignore. This would be the kind of thing that Pokemon could just not bother with. But in fact, what they've gone and done is gone and solved a problem people were having. And partly this is awesome, because Pokemon have realized there's a problem and fixed it. But mostly this is awesome because it's Pokemon basically saying, yeah, this is the way we roll. This is the way we are going to act in the future. don't think for a second this is the last time this is going to happen. I'm not talking specifically about boxes. I'm just saying that if Pokemon are going to the effort to do this now, they're probably going to go to the effort to do it in the future with other things. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is wonderful. And I am delighted. So like I said at the beginning of the video, sure, this might be a little bit weird getting like super excited about a box redesign. But no, I am like legitimately excited about a box redesign and you can't stop me. But I want to know if you're excited, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts where I answer all of your questions. And of course, I give shout outs to people like the lovely Andrew Kincaid, who is one of our newer patrons and is a very lovely person. So thank you to Andrew for supporting and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.